Hi everyone, my name is Eunice. I am the K-Craft instructor at KCC, Korean Culture Center in Hong Kong. So today I want to show you how to make the miniature bibimbap and also explain a little more about what is bibimbap. So bibimbap is Korean traditional food and it's very popular across the world. A lot of people both in and outside Korea love it. For example, it has a lot of ingredients in it and you can customize it to your preferences, which means if you don't like a certain ingredient, you can take it out, replace it. So for example, the most commonly used meat ingredient in bibimbap is the beef. But of course, if you can't eat beef, you can replace it with pork or even chicken or even raw fish like sashimi on top. So there are many ways that you can customize it. That's why it's very popular. The format we use to make the bibimbap today will be miniature clays. And miniature clays are used for making miniatures, but also it's very nice to express the little details and the texture of each ingredient. So the kit contains all the colors that you will need to make the bibimbap today. And it also comes with a transparent case for display. I'll explain more about the bibimbap now. A bibimbap is a Korean dish. It's a combination of two different words, bibim and bap. Bibim means mixing in Korean and bap is rice. So literally it means mixed rice. And it's served with a bowl of white rice topped with a lot of different vegetables, meat, and how you eat it is you stir all the ingredients together just before eating. The bibimbap can be served in different ways. So one here is served in the white bowl and the other is served in what we call tukbaegi. And tukbaegi is made out of stone and it keeps the ingredients inside very hot. As for the toppings, there are a lot of different ingredients. Commonly used one is beef, the raw beef, or chicken or raw fish. And for the sauce, red pepper paste, 시금치, spinach, 콩나물, bean sprouts, 무, turnip, 당근, carrot, 고사리, fiddlehead, 애호박, squash, 가지, eggplant, 버섯, mushrooms, and lastly, kimchi. Bibimbap has different styles, and the most widely known one is the Jeonju bibimbap. The reason is Jeonju, it's the place where you can get a lot of fresh ingredients easily. That's why when you serve the food to the king, you would use Jeonju bibimbap, which has the most ingredients. It goes well over 30 ingredients in one time, and it's one of the most expensive types of food you can get in Korea if you go to a luxurious type of restaurant. Now let's move on to making the miniature bibimbap. So before we start, there are some tools that you want to prepare. The one is the cutter that we'll need to cut out the ingredients before putting them on top of the plate. The coloring and the brush are included in the set, as well as some clay and glue. There is a white glue and the transparent one. White glue is to attach things and transparent is the resin we'll use to finish things. And lastly, you want to prepare some water to use for the colorings. So in the set, you'll see a packet of wood materials. So please take it out and cut them out. All right, we have these two plates. We're gonna put them together like this. But the ones with the hole will go bottom and this will be on the top. And the four thin lines will surround the top to decorate. Right? Before that, we need to arrange these guys first to put it into these holes. So rather than putting it directly on top, I figured it's much easier to do it, to assemble it before you put it together. So the pointy ones go to the top part. Pointy one go to the top, so it should look like this. So we're gonna assemble these together. Once you put enough force, it should stick right there. But of course, you can use the glue. The white glue is for attaching pieces together. So let's wait a little for the glue to dry and then we're gonna color it. But putting this aside, I'm going to introduce some clay types. Once you open the clay packet, you'll see a piece of clay like this. And the thing about miniature clay is it dries very fast in the air. So make sure you open it only when you want to use it. For the clay, before we start, it's important to measure the size of the bowl where the bibimbap will go in. So we have the white clay here. So we'll measure the bowl size with the white clay. We'll try to fill it in. Because this is a miniature, it's actually better if the ingredients pop out a little bit. So it forms a little dome on top. So I'll fill almost to the top. Okay, the green clay, I have it here. So spinach is 시금치. So the thing about miniature clay is because it's miniature, we're going to divide this into little pieces. And one thing is, the smaller you break it down, the better it looks. We'll take a little bit big piece, flatten it out into a square-shaped layout. So make sure it's nice and flat, and then we'll start cutting it just like that. And the thinner it goes, the better it looks. Okay, awesome. So we have the spinach right here. Okay, next up is the meat. So this is the beef part. You can take the bowl to estimate the size. And then we will start cutting it again. Okay, let's keep it like that. Next, bean sprout. Grab the white clay first. This will be the body. Make a lot of lines to show the texture. So here, grab a little bit of yellow. Make it smaller than you think. So people with bigger fingers might want to use the cutter. Just a few drops. Okay, I think that's enough. Next is the bell flower. And you can use a slightly beige-ish color here. So take a piece. And then we will do the same. Okay, and we'll set this aside. The carrot, we will open this packet and kind of arrange it on top of the bowl. Same for the squash. Today we'll be using 7 different ingredients that are commonly used for making bibimbap. Those are spinach, beef, bean sprouts, carrot, bell flower, fiddlehead, squash, lastly, we will put an egg on top, like a lot of bibimbaps. For the egg, we'll take a piece of white clay and measure the size. Okay, I like this size. We'll put this on top. Like that. For the paste, instead of the white glue, we can use the red coloring to show the gochujang, which is the red pepper paste. So grab enough of color dye. Place it on top. to show the detail of the egg, before we put the yolk, let's poke some holes at the edge. And we'll use the brown color. And this will show that it's fried egg. And lastly, we'll grab a little piece of yellow for the yolk. And now we have finished the bibimbap. For the final touch, we will use this epoxy to cover the surface, and it'll make it shine and very, very pretty. So let it dry, and then you'll have a very clean surface as well as a shiny one. So if you want to show the texture more, you can put just a thin layer. For me, I just put a thick layer to make it smooth. So this is up to you. Remember, we assembled the table at the beginning. So we'll be decorating this with some placemat and some other utensils. But before that, let's color it up after the glue is dry. So we'll grab some brush, some water, and some coloring tools. You can use any color you want, and if you want to show the wood texture, I recommend adding a lot of water to it, because the water will smear into the wood and it'll show the texture very nicely. So I'll just color it brown to show you how it works. You can color it brown if you want very thick brown, or just lightly color it. So after you color it and place everything onto the board, it should look something like this. So you can place the mat, the cup, utensils, fix everything with the bond, including the flour, and then lastly you can put the bibimbap on top. I wanted to quickly show you how to make the kimchi. In a bowl, you will have received the kimchi base, something like this, without the coloring. So we'll have to cut out just like the real kimchi. So use the knife. Put it down into small pieces. And you'll have this gochugaru, red pepper powder. We will mix it into the bowl. And then pour some epoxy, the resin. We can also add some red coloring. So we have the final table. Now we finished making the miniature bibimbap. Hope you enjoyed it. So to receive the kit or for more information, stay tuned to Korean Culture Center KCC social media, and hope you enjoy it. Bye bye!